Hi, my name is Nigel D. Salmon. In this video, I will be looking at the death of Jamaican recording artist Dirtsman. I will be looking at his death registration form to see the causes of his death. This is a very interesting video, so please watch till the end. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. So this is the death registration form for Patrick Thompson, who went by the stage name Dirtsman in the music industry. We will be looking through the form to see the cause of his death and other important information recorded about his death and about him. We'll start by looking at the top of the form. At the top of the form, it says Death Registration Form. Death in the district of Spanish Town, Parish, St. Catherine. And in the first box on the left, it says Place of Death. And we see Lot 305, De La Vega City. Now, Dirtsman was murdered at his home, and this is the address. So, the death registration form will tell the exact place or the place that the individual had died. So Dirtsman, he died at his home, De La Vega City. And I look at the other box across from there on the right, it says usual residence of deceased. Lot 305, De La Vega City, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. He owned the house at this address. And of course, that's where he was attacked. We're looking at the form, but what we're going to do, we're going to start with the left side of the form before going over to the right side of the form. So here on the form it says particulars of deceased, date of death 21st December 1993. Let's continue down. Below that it says full name, Patrick Thompson. Below that it says sex, male. So we all know he was a male. And it says condition me is pointing to his marital status. In his case, he is a bachelor. And a bachelor is a male who has never been married. So if you were married before, you cannot be called a bachelor. You would just be called single. But in his case, he had never gotten married. Um, Below that is the age, 28. So yes, he was 28 at the time of his death. I've noticed that there are individuals who are saying he was 27, but if you look at the date of birth and the date of death, he could not have been 27. He was indeed 28. Going along, it says occupation or calling. And the person filling out the form put entertainer. Yeah, that's a good term to use. He was an entertainer. But to be more specific, Dirtsman was a dancehall artist whose recording career began in the 1980s. He had recorded several songs. His two biggest hit songs were the 1989 song Thank You and the 1991 song Hot This Year. So it's like, hot this year, what am I gonna do if you hold me? Yeah. I say me wicked this year, not even water can cool me. Yeah, so I love that song. I love the beat behind the song, and no wonder. There's no wonder why this song was one of his biggest hits. And that was in 1991. So when you see here occupation or calling and the person put entertainer, that is true. Dirtsman was a dancehall artist. And as I said before, his career began in the 1980s. Below that we see birthplace, St. Catherine. So yes, he was born in St. Catherine. Patrick Thompson, aka Dirtsman, was born on April 4, 1965 in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. One of his brothers is the famous recording artist Papa San. As seen in this photograph, both Papa San and Dirtsman were very close. These two brothers were very close. They both pursued careers in the music business. And of course, because Dirtsman's life was cut short, it is hard to say if say that Papa San is the most popular, because Dirtsman, I believe he had so many things left to do, so many things he had to do when his life was cut short. But Papa San, who is still alive, he became very famous as a dancehall artist before he converted to Christianity and is now a gospel artist. And it makes you wonder, where would Dirtsman be today? Would he have been bigger than Papa San? I guess we'll never know. Alright, so we looked at the left side of the form. Now we're going to go to the right side of the form, which will show his cause of death, which is what this video is about, to look at the cause of his death. And many of you may say, but we know already, he was shot dead. He was shot dead. Yes, he was shot dead. But the question is, how many times? Where on his body? So that's why it's important now that this video looks at the death registration form, which records the important details about how he died. So we're moving to the right side of the death registration form. On the right side where it says cause of death, it says cause of death, immediate cause. The only line A is filled out, and there are 3 words to describe his cause of death. Okay, so it says cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. So you see how important reading this death registration form is. Growing up, all we heard was that Dirtsman was shot. But this form says he was shot multiple times. So 3 words. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. And as I was saying earlier on, as the story goes, Dirtsman was at home, and in one version there were 2 men, but the most popular version is that there were 4 men who pounced on him and shot him many times in his chest, in his lower body, and in his hands. And I believe the purpose of shooting the artist so many times was to ensure his death. Those men succeeded in putting out the light of an up-and-coming artist who had just signed a big recording contract and was going places. He was rushed to hospital, but it was too late. He had already died. Until this day, the gunmen were never held responsible for the death of this talented artist. There are rumors as to who did it. If you go on YouTube, there are videos there as to who committed the crime. But no one was arrested and charged for his death. So until today, Dirtsman's death remains Unsolved. In the informal circles, there are talks about some of the killers who were murdered or killed in tragic circumstances. But Dirtsman murder on official paper, on legal papers, remained unsolved. And it is likely that his death will remain unsolved. So again, Patrick Thompson, who went by the stage name Dirtsman in the music industry, had died from multiple gunshot wounds at his own house. This is very sad. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, like, or comment. And I'll see you again in another interesting video like this.